This dog was considered extremely dangerous. Even trained soldiers were afraid of it, which was why it was always muzzled and locked inside a steel cage. But one day I decided to take it with me. Without showing any fear, I walked straight into the cage. The dog immediately stood up and dropped into an attack stance. I slowly moved closer, carefully reaching out to calm it. To my surprise, it gradually settled down. I told my partner it wasn't as terrifying as everyone claimed, but the very next second, it suddenly lunged at me. Panicking, I quickly forced it into the truck, determined to take it away. Even inside the vehicle, it kept barking violently, only collapsing into exhausted silence after a long while. Still on edge, I immediately called my commander. He told me this wasn't an ordinary dog, it was a military dog. Its handler had been killed in combat, and ever since then, it had become aggressive and uncontrollable, attacking anyone who came near it. I decided to take the dog to its handler's funeral, but that proved far more difficult than I expected. The moment I hung up, it became violent again. I kept trying to calm it down, and only after the truck came to a stop did it finally settle. Gathering my courage, I removed its muzzle and opened the cage door, but overwhelmed by fear and distrust, it immediately started barking wildly again. I had no choice but to slam the cage shut. When I returned later, I found the seats inside the truck had been completely torn apart by its claws and teeth. I was honestly too scared to open the cage. Then I came up with an idea. I fed it a sausage laced with sedatives. A few minutes later, it grew drowsy and fell asleep, and only then did I finally relax. That night, I stopped at a small village to rest. While feeding it, I couldn't help feeling sorry for the animal. The sedatives still hadn't fully worn off. It could barely stand and had to lie on the ground, eating slowly. Seeing it like that broke my heart. I sat beside it and fed it by hand, but even then it remained wary of me and refused to trust me. Early the next morning, I realized it hadn't touched any water all night. The moment I picked up the canteen, it suddenly lunged forward and snatched it from my hand. I kept talking to it softly, trying to slowly earn its trust. Then, without warning, it became restless, as if it had sensed something nearby and bolted straight into the forest. My heart sank, and I immediately ran after it.